You're listening to Scariff Bay Community Radio, and this is Around the Parishes, the programme where we go all over East Clare every week to find out what's happening in all the different areas. Today, our focus is on Broadford, and I'm delighted to be joined to the line by our correspondent in Broadford, Martin Cooper. Martin, you're very welcome again.
Thank you very much. How are you, Jim?
Very well, thank you, Martin. Martin, I hear Broadford is really being connected with the rest of the world recently.
Yes, as you know, Jim, we've spoken over the last few years about poor internet connectivity in Broadford and the surrounding areas. But that situation's been resolved now, thanks all due to the National Broadband Plan. So as of just before Christmas, households were able to connect to the new national fibre network, and include myself in that. So absolutely delighted, and I think people have been connected, more or less daily. You can see the companies out on the streets connecting people up, and it's gone down very well. People are absolutely delighted.
Good. And how do you find it yourself?
Excellent. Yeah, it's very good service. I have to say I can't fault it, and I can't fault the efforts of the company that came along to install it. There were a couple of minor hitches along the way that they had to resolve because people have got long drives and there's ditches and all the rest of it in the way in many instances. But they seem to be working hard to resolve those and get people connected.
Very good.
I've not heard anybody yet who's had a bad experience. Excellent news. And
does it matter, Martin, who your normal supplier is? Can you go with a number of companies?
You can go with, I think there's a list of about 20 companies you can go with on the National Broadband website. If you look up your air code on their website, it'll come back with the availability and give you a list of potential providers. There's all the normal big players out there, as well as some of the smaller ones who thankfully have been offering other services in the interim, 4G and wireless services. Many people may have those services already today, but you can stay with your provider if you're happy with them and move over to fibre. Yes,
that's marvellous altogether. Well, Broadford people won't know themselves in 2023.
No, exactly.
Good. And listen, you have, we're coming up next week, is it? You have a GA Camogie celebration.
We do. So, looking back over the last year, the Camogie Club and the underage hurlers are joining forces for a get-together in the village hall on Monday, the 6th of February, primarily to celebrate the under-14B Camogie champions for last year, as well as our under-13 plate winners, and then the under-15 hurlers also had a good year and won a shield in their competition. So a nice evening of celebration. I think it's a good opportunity, as we've closed out last year and Christmas is over, and you get back into training, but it's a slow start until the first matches come around. So it's a good opportunity to get families together, keep the interest there, and look forward to the coming year as well.
Lovely, lovely. And the hall is a very suitable venue. We were there recently recording the book launch for Pat O'Brien. And it's such a fabulous place. It's one of those places, Martin, it looks bigger inside than it does outside.
It does, yes. It's deceptive. But they've done such a lovely job inside. We're very lucky to have that, and like most of all the amenities really in the village, it's all central within the village and all within walking distance. So delighted to have this event in our lovely village hall.
Great, and you'll no sooner will you have recovered from the celebration in February than you'll be celebrating, I gather, again in March.
Again, yes, this is on the 10th of March. The hurling club is holding a victory dinner dance in the Woodstock Hotel out there in Ennis, and to celebrate our under-21B championship win last year. And so we're looking forward to that. But it's a bit of a double celebration. As everyone will painfully remember, Over the last few years, it's been difficult to have communal events, and so we're finally getting the opportunity to celebrate our 2019 Junior C Championship win as well. Seems a long time ago now.
Yes.
Although I have to remember many of the matches, it was very good, very entertaining competition, and obviously we did very well. So we're looking forward to celebrating both those wins in the coming weeks.
Well, that's brilliant, because better late than never, anyway. And
absolutely.
And the lads it's over 3 years ago now, so I'm sure they'll be delighted to meet up as well and reminisce a bit and
absolutely,
and receive their medals.
Exactly.
Yes, and of course the under-21B. I mean, that was a great achievement in the latter part of last year. So
it was a very close run thing at the very end. So it was a great match actually, and it was good.
I suppose that makes it all the worthwhile, having to.
It does.
It had to be earned.
It did, and in fairness, we played some very worthy opponents. No win is an easy win, but I think this was, the standard was very high.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah, very good. And Martin, I would say your pitch is in great shape, and we were down there just before Christmas in the stand for the under-21C final, and we have experienced your commentary position. But the GA Club have acquired some property, I believe.
Absolutely, yes. As I mentioned earlier on, we're very lucky in Broadford in as much as all of our facilities and amenities are sort of located centrally within the village. That includes the hall, as I said, and also includes the hurling club and the pitch and the clubhouse. But that does come with some cost. It doesn't make it easy to, or near impossible in our case, to find adjoining land to be able to build a training pitch. And we have a very fine pitch. The pitch committee and volunteers do a fantastic job of maintaining it. It's always in a good state of repair. It's actually closed at the moment for 6 weeks, whilst the grass has been resodded around the goal. So that obviously needs to take root, as it were.
Yes.
So that makes training difficult. And as I say, there's no naturally available land around the pitch to open a training pitch. So the opportunity came up recently to buy a house in Broadford. Anyone who knows Broadford will no doubt recall there's a large early 19th century house on the corner as you come round the village from Limerick City, and as you turn left there towards 6 Mile Bridge, the club and the clubhouse and the pitch are on the left, and on the right hand side is this vacant house. Been vacant for 10 years, I think, at least, probably, and time has taken its toll. It's in a pretty sorry state. The windows are boarded up. It's structurally sound, I believe, and there's a good roof on it. But it's just been neglected, and how things have been over the last few years with derelict properties all throughout East Clare and Clare generally. So it was good to get the opportunity to purchase this house, and it comes with some land at the back, not enough to put in a full-size pitch, but certainly enough to put in training facilities, some form of training pitch.
Yes.
So this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to secure this property. So that's now been done, signed, sealed, and delivered, and now the onerous task of fundraising and planning what we're going to do and the best way to do it to actually get the use out of this new asset as soon as possible.
Yes.
And that has to begin soon.
Okay, but it's going to be marvellous, because first of all, it will save wear and tear on your main pitch. It'll allow a lot of training to take place in the new place, and
exactly, yeah.
And of course, there'll be a cost element involved, but I'm sure that hasn't stopped you before.
No, exactly. I mean, there is, and as you know, there's an all-weather surface there for the school. So, thanks to the school, we make good use of that surface, and the car park and the ball wall is good as well. But nothing beats a good training pitch, really. So
Yes.
so we look forward to that.
Yes, yeah, well, that'll be brilliant to look forward to over the next couple of years as you set about developing that. Martin, that's great. Loads of things happening, and I suppose the teams are probably getting into training at this stage for the year ahead. So we look forward to meeting yourself and the various teams on the fields of play during the year.
Yeah, and look forward to it too. Thank you very much, Jim.
Martin Cooper, our correspondent at Broadford, many thanks for joining us again today.
Thank you.